Signs of physical aggression that you should not ignore coming from jealous, envious people. These people try to undermine you any chance they get, and sometimes it gets physical. You cannot ignore these red flags. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to All Things Woman, where we discuss femininity, womanhood, and I give you overall life advice. So if any of that interests you, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Signs of physical aggression that you must not ignore. There are some people who get so jealous, so envious of other people that they actually desire to do them physical harm. And these things are very subtle when it happens. There are some people who they're not all out trying to fight you, they just get comfortable putting their hands on you. And some women, because of your gracious and kind nature, you don't know how to shut people down when they try you. Good morning, Tanya Landry. Good morning. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back. Yeah, I've saw a few things this past week that I want to talk about when it comes to this jealousy thing, and how some people, because of their jealous nature, they feel like they can put their hands on you or subtly get into your space. So I saw a TikTok video of a young lady. There were three ladies inside of a car. And this woman, good morning, Above Ruby's TV, welcome back, good morning. This woman, she was in the car with two other young ladies, and I think they were dancing to music, all of that in the car. And she grabbed her hair. First it looked playful. She just grabbed her hair. And then out of nowhere, she grabbed her hair again. Good morning, Stavon Harris. Good morning. All of a sudden, she grabbed her hair again. After that second time, the person who posted the video, she was like, that was too much. People who are jealous of you and secretly hiding it, they look for ways to get into your space and to be rough and manhandle you. And if you are a gracious woman, you might not know how to receive that. Thank you so much for being here, Miss Sarah. Welcome. Welcome back. Good morning, Charlene. If you're a gracious woman, you might not even recognize that. You might not see it. Greetings, official Roxy Jackson. Good morning. You might not even recognize that behavior when somebody does it to you. Women who are jealous of other women, they are very much masterminded at getting other women comfortable with being in their space or getting into their personal space. This young lady, first she kind of rubbed her hair a little bit, and then she took it and like shook her hair. Like this is her head, and she took her hair and just like was going like that, messed up her hair. Now bear in mind, women, we care about our hair when we're on live, we're doing things, we're trying to be cute, we're trying to look cute. And it was very clear that they were all trying to look nice in this video that was on TikTok. But that young lady that was sitting next to her took it upon herself to roughhouse her so much that she messed up her hair, like she was manhandling her, like being rough. In what world is that okay? And when you're dealing with a hater, somebody who's secretly jealous of you, they feel like they can manhandle you. And if you're a woman who doesn't, how can I say it? You don't have that street understanding of how some people, when they're jealous of you, sometimes they try to manhandle you. Yes, that's still a thing, even for grown women. You have some women who are so jealous and envious of other women, they try to physically manhandle you if you let them. So the number one sign that somebody is taking out physical aggression towards you, they start being physical with you. They start putting their hands on you. And it can be something subtle at first. For me, I don't really like when people talk to me and they have to touch me, or they're one of those people that laughs and they got to push you all in the shoulders, got to push you in the head. It's like, you can say what you're saying without touching me. Like, why do you have to touch me to get your point across? Like, I'm a woman who uses my hands when I speak, but I never put my hands on another person. But people, especially when they don't like you in a way, other women, they are good for, holding on to you, like, you okay? Yeah, you're okay. Yeah, okay. That very condescending way of being. So ladies, the number one sign that one of your jealous, envious haters may be getting ready to crash out on you, when things start getting physical, they get comfortable putting their hands on you. They get comfortable, messing up your hair. You might look cute. You're going to an event, you're doing something, and they know you're trying to look picture ready. And that's when they come along to put their hands on your makeup, put their hands on your hair, mess with your outfit. See, women, when they're jealous of other women, they are good for doing sneaky, catty, conniving things like that. And I know it might sound odd to some people, but unfortunately, you have a lot of women, especially on the younger side, 20s, 30s, 40s even, who do those kind of things. They like to manhandle you. And then when you have some women who are not raised with class and decorum and don't understand time and place and keeping your hands to yourself, they actually find themselves putting their hands in other women's head, asking them questions, especially if a woman is jealous of you. She is the queen of asking, is this your hair? And she'll do it loudly enough in front of other people. I don't know what it is with women today. I know a lot of women wear weave, a lot of women wear extensions, but I think along the lines with wearing those things, a lot of women forgot that those are adornments. Above Ruby's TV, my aunt does that all the time, especially when I hook up my natural hair. It's like she can't believe I found a way to look pretty with the texture. Yes, yes, it's like they find a way to try to make what you think is beautiful somehow look ugly or somehow look like it's not that cute. It's all trying to kind of crush your confidence simply because they're jealous. And when they do physical things such as touching your hair, to me, I don't take that lightly. Now, I'm not saying somebody who you know is not jealous, but I mean, some of these women, they hang out in these groups. And later on, I'm going to be posting a video about why we avoid groups as we level up and mature as women. A lot of us avoid those big girl groups or big female centered groups. And I'm going to get into detail about that in the video. But physical aggression from women, as I was saying, women who were not raised with class and decorum, they don't understand that you don't touch other people when they don't want to be touched. And when they perceive a woman as being what I call the weakest link, a woman who is more soft, more feminine, you're not problematic. You're not you don't like conflict. So they don't see you as a fighter. I have to just say how it is, because some women, they were raised in the hood, raised up in the ghetto, all they know is fighting and confrontation. You're not confrontational. And oftentimes women who are not confrontational are often targets for women who are, because they perceive you as being a woman who's not going to do anything if I put my hands on your hair, or I put my hands on your dress, or if I come into your space close enough, you're not going to say anything because you're too nice for that. Vibration. I remember when I was running errands, a woman came into the store obviously looking for a problem. Long story short, she ended up getting that last part went away. But yes, some women, especially when they are jealous, envious, and kind of savage in nature, they're kind of overbearing and aggressive. They are good at putting their hands on you. Don't let the skirt fool you. I'm a whole look. And it's unfortunate, vibration, because a lot of us, we don't carry ourselves in that way. We don't lead with that kind of energy, but a lot of women do. A lot of women who are jealous of other women and who are more savage like in nature, they lead with that big bully jealous type of energy. And because you might not operate that way, you don't even recognize it. And especially when it comes to the physical touch, when I saw that video on TikTok of that lady putting her hands in the hair of that woman, that frustrated me so much, because I'm like, why are you being so rough with her? What's the point? Women who are jealous of other women, they get physical almost like a man would with other women. They like to show you, and it's all a defense mechanism. That shocked. So you saw the video, vibration. Yes, that shocked me too. At first, she just did it a little bit, like tossed her hair, and I'm like, okay, But then after the second time, she didn't toss her hair. She gripped her head like she was going to rip it off her shoulders. And I'm like, yeah, she's a hater. That's giving jealousy. And some people, they like to say, well, everything is not jealousy. Everybody's not jealous. It's been men. I am a whole woman. How's anything like fair? Men needs to compare himself to me. Yeah, that's a whole different topic. I'll probably do a video on that or a live on that soon about how men, that's just a whole different area. But that was very aggressive. And when women are jealous of you, they tend to be very aggressive with their physical touch. And then they also try to undermine you. What do I mean by undermine you? They see that you're doing something very important, and this goes for men and women alike. I'll give you another example. I saw a video. It was a young lady. She was running a marathon. And her boyfriend, I guess soon to be fiance, he knew she trained for that marathon for months and months. I don't know how long the marathon was, how long the run was, but she trained for it. It was very important. He took that upon himself. Good morning, Nadia Pink. Good morning. You just got off about to eat my food, homemade breakfast. Enjoy it. I'm so glad you stopped in, and I'm glad you had a good shift. Her boyfriend, he took it upon himself to wait until she was in the thick of the race, and he decided that would be a good time to propose to her. That was very clueless on his part. Now, how does this go along with aggression, passive aggressiveness, and jealousy? When people are jealous of what you're doing, they will find ways to undermine you, which is also physical. Her boyfriend. Now, this could have been a little bit of stupidity, a little bit of being unaware, but I believe, I just have to say how it is. When somebody's jealous of your ambition and what you're doing and the fact that you're doing something that's not focusing on them, they will try to undermine the things that you do. Common sense would tell you, good morning. Common sense would tell you, like the old folks used to say, that if she's running a race, that is not your time to propose to her. She worked toward that. Sabotage. Exactly. I am my own person. That's exactly what they do. They try to sabotage you. At one of her very much important moments, he took that as the opportunity to propose to her. Now, people who don't understand things that deeply, they will look at that woman as being ungrateful. They will say that the man was about to propose to her. That's sweet. She couldn't even see that he was about to propose to her. Good night, precious Galvin. Where are you? You're saying good night. Where are you located? People who don't see things that deeply, they will say, they'll look at the woman and say she's being ungrateful. He was about to propose to her. What does it matter? It was just a race. What they don't understand is that people who are trying to undermine you, who are jealous of what you're doing and trying to sabotage you, they will try to make things about them in that moment when it's not about them. And I don't care if whatever he was doing was important. Yes, being proposed to, getting married, that's important. That's wonderful. That's lovely. But he chose her biggest moment, something she trained for, something she worked hard for, and he made that about himself. Only a jealous person, an unaware person, would do something like that. A person who actually supports you and cares about what you're doing, they're not going to try to undermine you and sabotage you. They're not going to say, okay, she trained for months for that. This is my time. I'm going to get right there at the finish line. And instead of letting her beat these other racers, I'm going to make this about me and get on my knees and propose to her and make this about what I want. Jealous people, they always make things about what they want and they never focus on what's important to you. It's always about them. Sabotage. And that's exactly what he was doing. I don't believe any man, any adult person for that matter, can be that dumb, I have to say how it is, where they don't realize what they're doing. Sometimes giving people the benefit of the doubt leaves you feeling like you did something wrong when you did nothing wrong. And some people, I'm sure, will look at that video and say she was in the wrong. Because I don't give my attention out like that. Having to deal with jealous, envious people has worked against me. This is so true. I experienced this when I was married. You're so right. Yeah, you have some people, like, they try to undermine you on purpose, and it's because their jealousy is starting to seep through. That man, if he was with her, he understood everything she had to go through. He saw how much she trained, how much physical labor and all of that, how much time and attention she put into that. It was important to her. And then he made it all about her, about him. And when people are jealous and try to sabotage you, their goal is to get you to look like the bad guy. They want other people to look at you and say how ungrateful she is because she didn't accept his proposal. She was just focused on her race. That's what she came to do. And I'm using this as an example, but people who are jealous of you, they often look for times and ways to sabotage you and undermine what you are physically doing. I've even heard of people, somebody's in the middle of giving a speech or they're doing something big at work and they come in distracting that person, trying to make it about them. When somebody doesn't want you to succeed in something, they will look for ways to undermine you. A pastor's assistant wanted to put her hands on my forehead for prayer. I told her no, laid her hand on top of my hat instead. She was offended. So what? If she was offended, that's her problem. You can't let everybody touch you. If your spirit tells you don't touch me, don't touch me. That's just the way it goes. It's better for people to be offended and for you to be protected instead of letting somebody put their hands on you and wish harm on you or do something wrong to you. Because witchcraft, that really is a thing. I don't talk about it a lot on this channel because it doesn't really go along with the things I talk about, but that is a thing. And some people's spirits are very much wicked, very much evil. The way they think, the way they act toward other people is very much evil. So not letting somebody put their hands on you, that's perfectly fine. Everybody who says they'll pray for you, sometimes I don't want those prayers because I know the kind of person you are. I see how you move. I see how you act. You could be praying to the devil, not to God. No, thank you. I don't need that prayer. I'll go directly to the source. But thank you. Witchcraft is a thing. I'll probably do a topic on that as well. But back to the undermining and sabotage. A lot of people in the comments were looking at this lady as if she was ungrateful. This man wants to propose to you, and all you can think about is your race. It's that invalidating what you're doing and making what they want more important. That's why we live in such a selfish society where people, they might not say it, but honestly, it's every man for themselves. Everybody focuses on themselves and does what's best for them first. It's not supposed to be that way. I don't believe all people are that way, but because of the selfish nature of most people, that's the reason why you must, I believe, keep God first and focus on yourself. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people, especially when they're jealous of you, they will look for ways to undermine you and make you out to be the bad guy simply because you're not allowing them to sabotage you. Wow, that's what they said and thought. How about bad timing? Exactly. It's like for some reason, and this doesn't go for all men, but in today's society, it's like we give men a pass, like for weaponized incompetence. Like there are guys, so they don't think well. Like, no, you have the same brain. You might think differently, but you're not dumb. Being a man doesn't make you dumb. You should know time and place and understand if something's important to someone. That's just being a decent human being. And if he cared about her and really wanted her to be his wife and wanted to support her, he would not try to undermine and sabotage her once she got to the finish line. I mean, the finish line of all places. Like if he would have started at the starting line and wanted to say something, I would give him a pass on that, you know? Like, okay, she's starting off the race. She knows when she's done, she's about to get married. But why would you wait until she gets to the finish line where that's where it matters most? She has to beat the rest of these people in order to win. And you stop her right there in order to do your proposal. That was very selfish. But people who don't think that deeply and don't understand how people try to trick you and manipulate and undermine you, they'll say she's ungrateful. Jealousy is a big thing in my life. My life is full of people being jealous while their life is great, but they want me beneath them. Oh, yeah. Many of them are selfish, not healed, narcissistic, and broken. Absolutely. It's just about them. It was all symbolic. I believe that. And just like in most of the time in the world, you know, the woman is always the bad guy from the beginning of time. And yes, there are some women who do things, but when people try to undermine you and sabotage you, that's different. And when you call it out, my goodness, you're a horrible person. Because I'm not going to let you mess up all of the work that I worked so hard for. Sabotage. But getting back into your physical space, aggression from jealous, envious people, that is a real thing. Even when it comes to your physical property. People who are jealous and envious of you, they often seek to destroy your physical property. This is what you see a lot with these roommates and jealous people who you might live with. Have you ever had an incident where it was something very important that you were working on and now you can't find it? There was something that you wanted to wear and now you can't find it. Your jealous auntie or a cousin or whoever, they took it upon themselves to wear the outfit, or they have the earrings, or they put it up for you and now you can't find it and your interview is in 10 minutes. Things like that. Once again, it comes back to sabotage and lack of self awareness. People who are jealous of other people, they lack boundaries and they never see anything as a big deal. The word narcissist, I just know people bother me and I'm on my path at the moment. Yes, very narcissistic. What it boils down to, when people try to aggressively come against you when they're jealous and envious, energy does not lie. Absolutely. When they try to physically come against you, it's because they are trying to sabotage and stop you in some way. When people try to undermine the things that you're doing, try to physically get in the way, it's because they're jealous of the outcome. Because they know that you're the kind of person that is focused. When you get focused on the things you really want, the things you really want to achieve, the things you really want to do with your life, they know that you will accomplish those things. And some people are threatened by progress of other people. Some people get very triggered by the progress of other people, especially if they've seen you one way and now you're starting to be a different way. Some people do not like change, which is great, which is fine for their lives. But when people try to halt the change in your life by trying to undermine you, that is a problem. And then when someone, I'm going back to that putting their hands on you, because unfortunately, this is more common than we would like to believe. A woman having another person put their hands on them, be it physically or just coming into their space, because I believe getting into your personal space is the same as somebody putting their hands on you. You all in my business, my entire circle shifted to none. Hey, the official Roxy Jackson, sometimes it's like that. Copying everything you do and trying to show you they can do it better is another thing. Absolutely. It's like suddenly when you're doing something, oh yeah, I was doing that too. Oh yeah, yeah, I did that. They've done everything you've done. And it's like, okay, tell me more about it. Maybe I haven't perfected it. Tell me. uh they don't know. They're just saying things because they're jealous and they're trying to compete with you, which is weird. I can't even walk somewhere without having to watch what somebody else doing. A woman was so jealous after coming to my beautiful place, she asked me to move out to live in the projects. That's crazy. They try to sabotage your goals and accomplishments. Absolutely. Have you gotten the book, How to Detox from Toxic People? Available on Amazon. And it's an ebook and paperback form. Girl on Girl Wars, a book on jealousy and envy amongst women. I am soon going to be doing a breakdown on those books, going to be doing a video series on those books and on each chapter. So I suggest you get those books because a lot of my videos going into the summer are going to be a breakdown of those books. Because a lot of the things I talk about on this channel, I break it down chapter per chapter, and I'm going to do a video series on it. So I want you all to be able to follow along with me in the books. So I suggest you get those. She asked me if I was making $800 a month living below the poverty line. Jealous people are always counting somebody else's coins. People who are jealous of how you live, they always count how much money you have. That's very weird to me. Thank you for your book suggestions. Absolutely. And I'll always leave them in the link in the description box of each video. So the links to the books are in the description box. But physical aggression. When people get into your physical space, when they get into your physical space, some women who are jealous of you and try to intimidate you, you're welcome, the official Roxy. Thank you so much, Nastasha. You are great and happy to have you here. Thank you very much. But getting into your physical space. When women are jealous and try to intimidate other women and they perceive you as being so nice that you're not going to say anything, they actually get into your physical space. I had a woman, and this is I'll be transparent with you. This was maybe 8 years ago, 7 years ago. I had a woman. She was actually, it was during work. That's where a lot of my interactions with jealousy and envy and weird behavior with women has happened, in the workplace. She was saying something to me. I forget the conversation. And one of those things, you could tell when you're dealing with a hood rat. I just have to say how it is. You could tell when you're dealing with a hood rat or a woman with a savage mentality because of the things they say. She was like, you're mumbling under your breath. What are you saying? You're mumbling under your breath. and she came over to me. She came down to the other end of the office. We have a long desk. She came down to the other end as if she was going to say what she wanted to say in my face. So I'm here and she was right here saying what she was saying. And I just have to say, I just started talking the way the old me would. And I bucked at her, and she didn't expect that. She's like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. And I'm like, I hate how I look. I hate how I act when I get that way. But it's there. She bucked at me. And I'm like, please don't buck at me. Please don't do that. In street terms, that means don't jump at me. And she did not expect that. And if I'm just being, in the, feminine like nature at the moment, there's something wonderful about somebody not seeing it coming. And when it comes, they're like, oh, I didn't know. You didn't know, but you found out. Don't do that. Don't do that, baby. Keep that down there. It's like when you're dealing with overbearing, obnoxious, jealous women, it's like at least once you have to show them, no, not me. You don't want to do this with me, not me. And I don't say that to be like I'm anybody or something like that. Absolutely not. But I say that to say that as women, when that is not your nature, when that's not something you lead with, when you're dealing with savage, obnoxious, bully like mentality women, sometimes you are going to have to be assertive and almost treat them as if you're a guy, if that makes sense, because they're acting like a guy. You know how sometimes men have these pissing contests where they got to puff up their chest and show who's boss? Well, a woman who's masculine in nature and like to bully other women, it's like she doesn't back off of you until you show her, not me. And then you can retreat back into being that soft, gentle woman you are. But at least now she knows you can't get away with that with me. I might look a certain way, I might speak a certain way. I have the Lord, but don't try me. And it's like, it's unfortunate, but women, especially in today's age, I believe women are becoming more and more hard, more and more savage. It's like you really have to understand what you're dealing with and act accordingly. I'm not saying just be like them. Don't be hard. Don't be walking around with your chest puffed up. That's not ladylike. But when a woman is being physically aggressive with you, that is not the time for you to sit there and be shy and, so soft and girly and feminine. Reserve that for when you're talking to the men. But when you're dealing with the obnoxious, overbearing, bully like, jealous mentality woman, you have to put her in her place and show her, I am not the one. At least once. Because women like that, especially when they get into your physical space, I'm not saying when they just little small talk and you hear things around the office, let them have that. But when they get into your physical space, you do not shrink back. And I had to tell my daughter this because she's not a bully. She's not, aggressive like that. But she's her mother's child. And I said, yes, be kind, be nice. But if somebody gets in your personal space, baby, you're not in trouble for whatever. Okay? Take that as you will. So, ladies, there's a time and place for everything. And some of these women, you just cannot play with them. And then when it comes to physical aggression, that's right. I had 3 women, closest women, do this to me, ghosted me after my mother passed. It was an act of silence. Ignore jealous ones. Ignore them absolutely when you can. Yes, you're right. Facts. Stand up for yourself. Absolutely. Some women, I'm talking about when they get into your physical space. Words from afar, hearsay, all of that, nobody cares. I mean when they're in your physical proximity and trying to make you feel some kind of way. For me, if I can feel your breath, you're standing too close to me. If you're in my face, that's too much. You're doing too much. Move back. And don't be afraid to tell somebody, move back. You can say it in a nice way. You don't have to be overly aggressive. Many times people get really close, even when they're not jealous or things like that. They just don't have awareness, self-awareness. I say, can you step back a moment? Thank you. Or I have some people like to lean into me and I'll just jump back. Like, okay, you were saying? I'll just sit back like, wait a minute, what are we doing here? We're not kissing. Like, what are you doing? Why are you so close to me? Ladies, that's necessary. Some people, some women are so nice, so kind, so gracious. I was taught like the church hugs, how you hug men in church. There's certain type of hugs for people that you're hugging. It's the same thing when you're dealing with people who are trying to take advantage of you. Don't let them get too close to you. Don't let them physically touch you. And if a woman, if you know she doesn't like you, all this, you okay, sweetie, how you doing today? You can say how you're doing without touching me or stroking my back. Women who are jealous and envious of other women, they love to do that sweetie honey dairy pie rubbing you down thing. Don't touch me. People are weird. That physical touch thing, that really gets me. As women, don't be so nice, so kind. Be kind, but don't be so nice that you let people get into your physical space. That's not okay. And a lot of times it's a form of grooming. People are trying to get you comfortable with them touching you all the time. It's called transferred energy. I've never heard of the term, but with so many demonic witchcraft type spirits lurking around, I believe it. That is a no-no, absolutely. So physical touch, yeah, when that lady, when she gripped her head and was roughing up her hair, I'm like, why? What's the point of that? Because they're all trying to be cute on camera, and they know that she would be less cute if they messed up her hair. Sometimes it's just that simple. And you have to see it for what it is and not act like you're out of your mind. Because some people will say, oh, why are you worrying about things like that? Because she's touching me. Because I deal with stuff like that. That's why. I'm just saying that as an example. Like, don't let people gaslight you into believing that certain things are no big deal. If it makes you uncomfortable, it's a big deal. And the way I see it, you take it to God first. That's the way I see it. I take everything to God. But then you have to start moving differently. Don't be around women who are always so aggressive and mean-spirited. Nothing wrong. Some women are rough around the edges. That's just how they are. They cross boundaries. Absolutely. Happy Saturday, Tianda. They cross boundaries. That's exactly what it is. They don't know boundaries. They think it's okay to play in somebody's hair. Telling the absolute truth. Y'all give her a like for spin. Thank you, Dea. Thank you. Yes, certain things are not okay. Being in your physical space, that is not okay. And when a woman likes to act like it's no big deal or you're doing too much, if it makes you feel uncomfortable, it's not too much. Oh, thank you, Tianda. I love you. You are my everyday affirmation. Oh, that's sweet. I'm so glad you're getting, benefit from the content. I share these things because nobody else is talking about it. And a lot of women, Angie Powell, welcome. A lot of women are talking about, they're trying to pretend that nothing's there. Meanwhile, they're suffering. They're thinking they're the problem or something wrong with them when they're just tolerating things they should not tolerate. And they don't know how to go about it because they don't want to come off as mean. They don't want to offend. They don't want to mess up a relationship. And I understand those things to an extent, but who wants to be in a toxic relationship, a toxic friendship? So I can only be friends with you if I allow you to constantly put your hands on me and destroy my hair, destroy my moments? Absolutely not. I think I've always given off inviting energy. I've been learning to curb it. And above Ruby's TV, you should have inviting energy. That's something that's going to be natural for you, especially the way I see it. If you have, the way I see it, if you have God on the inside of you, you have that light, you have that way of being. That's normal, that's natural. Don't ever sour that for anybody else. Don't stop being lighthearted. Don't stop being kind, because I believe that's the way God wants me to be. That's the way God wants women to be in general. We're supposed to be soft. We're supposed to be feminine. We're supposed to be gentle. But we're supposed to also be wise. And you have to be wise. The way you're wise is that you recognize when somebody's playing in your face, when somebody's playing with you. So you can be both. You don't have to be mean, because now you become just like them. And that's what we don't want. There's enough of that. There's enough of women with a chameleon spirit where they're mean and catty and mistreating other people. Keep that light. They want you to get dark and get depressing and to act like them. We're not going to do that. We just won't deal with them. You just don't deal with certain people. That's just the way it goes. And when you sense that these people are acting a certain way, you distance yourself. I'm never going to change my heart because of soulless beings. Vibration, absolutely not. Oh no, I would never start being, nasty and mean, and now you gotta, that's what they're betting on. Misery loves company. And we don't give that to people. Absolutely not. But your physical space, I want to talk about your personal belongings. Because when somebody is jealous of you, if they see that you have something, like I spoke about the young lady, and I don't know if any of you saw that video, if all of you saw the video, she received a chocolate Louis Vuitton purse. She received the chocolate Louis Vuitton purse as a gift on a first date. I saw this video over on TikTok, and the purse was in the freezer. She has a roommate. The roommate, I'm so glad you're here, Kanya Bella. The roommate went into the freezer. She saw the chocolate Louis Vuitton purse, and she took it upon herself to cross the boundaries. She got online and showed them, look at what my roommate got as a gift for a first date, a Louis Vuitton purse. And she was showing everybody, and in the course of her showing everybody the Louis Vuitton purse, the chocolate purse, it broke. So after the purse dropped on the floor, it broke. You would think, okay, she realized I shouldn't have been touching it in the first place, but at least I'm going to gather up the pieces, collect it, so that I can show her once she gets home, apologize, and, be remorseful for it. Did she do that? No, she did not. She further went on to damage and sabotage her property by gathering up the fragments off the floor. She called the other roommate that was in the house, and they proceeded to eat it live on TikTok. That is crossing boundaries, and that is aggressiveness when it comes to physical property from jealous people. Why do I perceive that she was jealous? Because a Louis Vuitton chocolate purse, that's not an everyday item that somebody gets, okay? And believe it or not, things like that do tend to cost a lot of money. They tend to cost somewhere like hundreds and sometimes thousands of dollars. The fact that this roommate got a chocolate Louis Vuitton purse as a gift from a man on a first date, that is something that I'm sure that shady roommate have never gotten. She probably has no boyfriend, has nobody taking interest in her, and it was clear in the fact that she saw the gift as something to play with. Women who are jealous of other women and the attention they get from men, when you get gifts or trinkets or dates, they will always look at those things as if it's no big deal, it's corny. People in the comment section, and this just went to show me how far gone a lot of women are today. They were saying it's just chocolate, it's no big deal. It is a big deal because it's not her property. It wasn't hers. And instead of showing remorse for what she did, she went on to eat the item. Some women hate when other women get attention from men, when they get gifts from men. This is not a man-centered channel. This is not a man-focused channel. But when you are in your feminine and you're leveling up and maturing, you're going to get attention from men. That light attracts everybody, man and woman alike. And if you're a single woman and you're leveling up, you're going to be attractive to men. And that's okay. God built us to be attracted to one another, men to woman, woman to man. And when a woman sees another woman getting doted on and pampered and given gifts, they don't like that. This young lady, she was young. I think she was in her 20s. She's in her 20s. And sometimes their immaturity and they just don't understand, not doubting or putting down any women in their 20s. But sometimes the younger you are, the more immature you are, you don't realize what you're doing is crossing boundaries. And even in women who are in their 30s, 40s, and so on can be immature because it's not important to them. They don't care about what happens to your stuff. And that's literally how this young lady acted. She dropped the purse. Not only is it nasty to eat something off the floor, number one, but then she called another roommate to eat it also. Those women are not her roommates. Those women are not her friends. And I hope this young lady sees that from that interaction. And TikTok, they like to say everything's a skit. They like to say that some people, they're in on it. Why would a woman deliberately break a beautiful, unique gift that somebody else gave to her? She didn't do that. That woman was trying to show how corny and how geeky the gift was and broke it. Sabotage. And when you are the kind of women that get attention from men, get attention from all people, people like you, people gift you things, hide that stuff. Put it up. Don't keep it around certain people, because especially people, and I've been around women like this, who every time you get something nice or you do something nice or somebody gave you something, they'll say how corny it is. Oh, people still do stuff like that? That's so corny. They wanted that same attention. Absolutely. When they want the attention that you get, they do things to sabotage the things that you get. I remember telling somebody about the mixtape my husband made me. Yes, my husband made me a mixtape. When we first got together, he gave me a tape that had like all this old school R&B on there. It had Shaw, Jodeci, what's As Yet, all the other groups that we listened to back then. And he put it on there, and I told somebody about it, and they was like, "How old is he? Oh, that's corny. He gonna give you a tape? Do people even listen to tapes?" This was like late 90, early 2000. I'm like, why would you give that kind of reaction off of something that's so sweet? Oh, because you're a hater and your boyfriend didn't do that for you because he's out with his other girlfriend. Okay. Sometimes you have to call things for what they are. So she was a hater. Protect your items. If you live in a house with jealous cousins, aunties, cousins, whomever, you get gifted jewelry and different nice items and clothing and stuff like that. Put it up. And unfortunately, you might not be able to brag about those things you get because the energy is going to sour your mood. I've also been a victim of that too. Getting something nice, getting a good opportunity, and telling someone, and all of a sudden the mood is just sour. It's like they weren't as happy as I thought they would be because we're friends, we're family. I thought they was going to share the joy. They didn't. And all that's going to do, if you're not aware of it and you're not over it like I am at this point, that's going to sour your mood and that's going to bring you down. So don't share your good news or your items with jealous, envious people or people just with bad, negative energy in the first place. Some people are so miserable with their lives, they don't know how to be happy for other people. I shared a sweet moment I had with my nephew and a coworker, and she called my sweet nephew stupid. She called him stupid. I didn't even read the last part, but after she called him stupid, see, that would have bothered me. I probably would have said, because I'm like quick with the comebacks, I'd have been like, "You're stupid." Like, wait a minute, what? I probably like stupid. Like, how would you even say the word stupid to me? Are we that close to use those kind of words that we could say the word stupid? That's why, look, the job front, that's why I always say have an option because dealing with stupid people, that will irritate you. It's crazy how adults can be jealous of kids. That's a weird one I never thought about. Adults being jealous of children. That's almost borderline dangerous. Hello, all things woman. Touch Point for Christ Ministries. Welcome. Why do women always ask, where do I get my clothes when I come around? Can you do a show on that topic or do you already have one? So a woman, I don't have any videos on that topic, I don't believe, about women asking you where you get your clothes. But can you get more into detail? Like when they ask you, are they asking like in a shady way or they're not being sincere? Like, what do you mean? But yeah, the physical thing, I mean, she actually ate her chocolate purse. Like, that's so weird to me because they want to be you, Monique C. It's very weird. But ladies, I do have to run out to Macy's. So I'm not going to be on here long. I'm actually going to wrap this live up now. I just wanted to make this live so that you all are aware about these physically aggressive nature that some jealous people actually display when they don't like you, especially women. They love getting into your personal space. They even put their hands on you and then touching your stuff, destroying your property, and undermining your moments seems to bring them joy. People like to fake be supportive while not being supportive. Don't fall for it. If you have not gotten the books, How to Be a Feminine Woman, the Blueprint, it's available on Amazon. It's always in the link of each description box of each video. Girl on Girl Wars, a book on jealousy and envy amongst women. Get that book. How to Detox from Toxic People. Get that book as well. All three of these books are short reads. You can read it within a day. And yeah, they're power packed, can help you, can encourage you, can inspire you. And I'm going to do a lot of videos coming into the summer months. I'm breaking down those books. So I suggest you all get those books because I'm going to be going chapter per chapter, doing videos on each book, doing lives on those books, taking some of your questions because I really want to get into the details because I believe it's going to help you and help me. One of those books, Detoxing from Toxic People, that was actually like a letter to myself, and I just turned it into a book. Because sometimes as women, our kind-hearted nature and our empathetic nature, we feel so much. Sometimes we take on things from people that we should not. So I was actually journaling that to myself, and it just became a book. And then you might not know, but we actually have All Things Woman journals as well. Those are also linked in the description box. And then we also have merchandise here. I have a spread shop. Check out the spread shop. Just hit the store link. And if you have not become a member of this community, join the membership. And then what I'm going to be doing coming into the summer, I'm going to be setting up a Patreon account. Okay, I've already started setting up a Patreon because there's certain topics I want to discuss, but I don't want to do it here on YouTube. I want to make this exclusive just for us. So I'm going to be setting up a Patreon account. Be on the lookout for that. When I set up the Patreon, I'm going to leave the link on the post tab, the community tab here, so that you all can join. I hope you will support me and come and get that detailed, involved information, because some of the things I talk about, I know it might sound some kind of way, but it's really elevated in nature and not everybody is ready for that. And I only want to make that available to women who really want that and want to receive it. Okay, so I'm going to be creating a Patreon this weekend and posting the first video. I believe will be posted this week, probably Thursday. So be on the lookout for that. I appreciate you all. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. Mimi, why can't I join your YouTube? Help. I'm going to leave a link to the membership tab in the description of this live chat, okay? And I'll put it in the community tab. All right? Hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Take care.